My husband divorced me in a hospital bed for my sister. Then my grandparents will destroy them. I was the adopted outcast, constantly told by my sister that I was abandoned and unwanted. When I married Sam, I thought I finally found home. But after a car accident left me hospitalized, Sam didn't bring flowers. He brought divorce papers. They expected me to scream and beg. They thought they were winning the family inheritance. They didn't know that my grandparents had one final secret. My name is Elena. I was adopted at the age of 5 into a family that never let me forget I didn't belong. My sister Sarah was the biological golden child. She spent my entire childhood whispering in my ear that I was trash, someone threw away, and that I'd never be real family. My parents didn't stop her. They just watched. I grew up in a dark shell of depression until I met Sam. He was the first person who seemed to see me. He pulled me out of the shadows, proposed, and we married. For a year, I thought I was finally loved. Then the air changed. Sam started coming home late. I'd catch him smiling at hush calls in the middle of the night. I felt the marriage slipping north, but I was too afraid of being abandoned again to speak up. Last week, I was in a terrifying car accident. As I lay in the hospital, broken and terrified, I called Sam dozens of times. He never picked up. The following morning, the door opened. I expected an apology, a hug, or tears. Instead, Sam walked in with a cold, robotic expression and dropped a thick envelope on my hospital bed. "Divorce papers. I'm done, Elena," he said. "I can't be tied to someone so damaged." Before I could even catch my breath, the door swung open again. Sarah walked in, wearing a designer dress and a smirk. She leaned down and kissed my husband, her brother-in-law, right in front of me. He kissed her back with a passion he hadn't shown me in months. Sarah leaned over me whispering, "I told you that you were never wanted. Now he's mine, and so is the inheritance. Thanks for warming the seat for me." They stood there, phones out, waiting for me to scream, cry, and make a scene. They wanted a dramatic headline to show the family how unstable I was. I felt my heart shatter, but I refused to give them the satisfaction. I swallowed my tears, picked up a pen, and signed the papers with a steady hand. I handed them back and pressed the call button for the nurse. "Security, please," I said into the intercom. "There are 2 intruders in my room who are disturbing my recovery." Sarah's face dropped. "You're going to regret this, you little orphan. You have nothing now." After they were escorted out, I finally broke. I sobbed until I couldn't breathe. My biological parents had left me, my foster parents didn't care, and the man I thought was my forever was a monster. I felt truly alone. 2 weeks later, after I was discharged, a family meeting was called at the estate of my late grandparents, the only 2 people who had ever shown me true kindness. My parents, Sarah and Sam, were all there, sitting with greedy smiles. They were certain Sarah was about to inherit the multi-million-dollar trust fund and the family properties. The lawyer cleared his throat and began to read. "To my daughter and her husband, I leave a single ceramic mug and a baseball cap. To my biological granddaughter Sarah, I leave 1 pack of ballpoint pens so she can finally write her own story instead of trying to steal someone else's." The room went silent. Then the lawyer turned to me. "To Eleanor, our beloved granddaughter, we leave the entirety of the trust fund, the estate, and all liquid assets." He pulled out a handwritten letter and read it aloud. "Eleanor, you might not be our blood, but you are more than family. Family isn't always by blood, it's by choice. We chose you then, and we choose you now. You are the only one who showed us love without expecting a payout." My parents erupted. "This is a mistake! She's not family! We picked her up from a home! She's a stranger!" Sam, seeing the shift in fortune, immediately crawled toward me. "Eleanor, baby, I was deceived. Sarah manipulated me. I still love you. We can tear up those papers." I looked at him, then at my family. I felt no anger, only a cold, beautiful peace. "The security is still on my speed dial," I said, standing up. "And since I own this house now, all of you have 5 minutes to get out before I have you arrested for trespassing." I stood alone in that giant house, but for the first time in my life I didn't feel abandoned. I felt chosen.